It's after 3 a.m. I have to be up at 7:15 to go to some pre-admission testing at 9 o'clock. And I just binge watched a bunch of Christine Ricciot's videos because I couldn't sleep. I still can't sleep. I got an email from YouTube with video suggestions, and there was a suggested video of Christine Ricciot, shit Harry Potter fans never say, and of course I saw Harry Potter fans and I had to watch it, and one thing led to another, and I marathoned a whole bunch of her videos, and now I'm filming this. So I made it to my testing thing, although I only got about 2.5, 3 hours possibly of sleep. I really don't know what time I fell asleep because I didn't want to look at the clock and stress myself out even more. But I'm assuming it was after 4 at least, and then I must have just been like dozing or not sleeping very deeply because I woke up at some point to thunder, which that never happens. I never wake up because of a thunderstorm. So yeah, that was fun trying to get back to sleep. Yeah, and then I woke up, I went over to my testing place and got all that crap done. And while I'm waiting, I've already done like registration and everything, and while I'm waiting to go back, the like nurses who are like checking people in are like fucking talking about like how their daughters or granddaughters or something are like seeing people posting pictures of cutting themselves, which I know what they're talking about because I've heard about that and stuff, and just how like I guess they were doing it too, and these ladies were talking about how they shouldn't feel bad. They've got a good life. They've got a roof over their heads, and they get 3 meals a day, and so they shouldn't feel bad, blah blah blah. And I wanted to smack them so fucking hard. Like, listen, people, it's called depression, it's called anxiety, it's called needing an outlet and not knowing how to like express these stressful and negative feelings. It has nothing to do with your level of poverty or whatever. Yeah, poverty may play a factor into it, but that's not the cause. The cause is depression and mental health issues. And I really hope they didn't say this, what they were saying to their kids, because I wanted to smack them. But anyway, yeah. So I went back, and I didn't have to get half the testing done because I'm so young and healthy. Like, but I did have to get a MRSA test, which I've never had one of those done before. So yeah, that was not fun. I had to get like a nose swab on each side of my nose, and I absolutely hate that. Like, that is one of the worst things that I can have done, is to get something stuck up my nose. So I had to like brace myself on my wheelchair, and I just was like, I was freaking out, and the nurse was like, oh, it's okay, look at you, you're so scared. I was like, yeah, I'm fucking scared. I hate that shit. Like, I had a big surgery when I was 14, and I had a lot of complications from it, and one of them was my small intestine collapsed by 80%, and to combat that, I had to get tubes up my nose to, oh my god, I'm sorry, I'm going up a hill and a curve, and it makes me nervous. Okay, so I had to get tubes up my nose to tubes up my nose that went down my throat and into my stomach to drain it because there was all this crap in it. And I had the smallest tube twice, and I puked them up both times, so it was going in my nose and out my mouth, and I have a very sensitive gag reflex, so that was not fun. And then since I puked it up twice, I had to get the thickest one, or yeah, it's probably the thickest one, and oh, that was a joy. It took at least 2 hours for the nurse or whoever it was to get it in, and that's after, you know, my parents were sitting there, you know, coaching me with breathing and, you know, calm down, you know, focus. I remember my mom was like, focus on the, like, the paper, what's it called? Oh my god, like the wallpaper at the top of the wall. And she was like, focus on that and focus on your breathing and just in and out, in and out. And she was holding one hand and an arm, really, and my dad was holding the other one. And we had to do that for like 2 hours because every time the nurse tried to put the tube down my nose, I would literally like go to punch her, and I'm not a violent person and I don't like punching people, and it was just like literally a reflex. Like I couldn't control it, and I was so tense and I was so scared, and it was just it was a mess. And I had to have that for several days, and I couldn't talk when I had that in because every time, it was almost like every time I breathed, it would like I could feel it in my throat and my nose, and like with my gag reflex, it was just not fun. So I couldn't talk, I couldn't laugh, and it was just, it was a bad experience. So yeah, that's why I don't like getting nose swabs. But anyway, I had to get a nose swab because apparently I'm on the MRSA something or other list, because when I first moved up here like a year ago, I had a cyst that burst gross, and got infected, and apparently it had MRSA in it, so I've been on the MRSA list since then. So that's bad, although like it really wasn't a big deal like when I had it or whatever. So I had to get this done today, and I have to go back within 24 hours to make sure it's negative. I'm guessing if it's positive, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I don't think it's gonna be positive. So yeah, that was my experience for the morning. Fun stuff, fun testing. Yeah, I don't really know how to outro this, so I'm just gonna say bye.